Welcome back, friends. Today we are continuing down our sour adventure, and we are doing the New York Sour. So last one we did was the Boston Sour, right? And which basically it's a whiskey sour with egg whites, so that you get that foamy, well, you get that rich mouthfeel, you get the foam on top. Basically, just kind of elevates the cocktail a little bit. Now we're going to do the New York Sour. Now the New York Sour, funny enough, probably comes from Chicago. Originally called the Continental Sour, rumor has it that it was created by the same bartender who first made the Manhattan. So I don't know if that's why, after a while, Continental just got too much, so they started calling it the New York Sour. Not sure what the deviation was there, but ultimately, like I said, it's the New York Sour. Ultimately, egg whites, just like the whiskey sour in general, egg whites are your choice. Original specs calls for egg whites, so we're doing it with egg whites today. And what differentiates the New York Sour from your regular whiskey sour, your Boston Sour, is the red wine floater on top of that. You want to use a dry red wine, and more specifically than a dry red wine, you want to use a fruity red wine. I'm using a Malbec. But remember, this is the support, it's almost the garnish, to be honest. So I do not recommend going out and getting yourself a $100 bottle of Malbec to use as your floater for this, but also you don't want to go for the cheapest wine either. It is going to play a pivotal part in the cocktail. So, all right, let me just make sure I covered everything. We've got the Continental Sour, egg whites are optional, dry and fruity, New York Sour. All right, guys, let's go ahead and build the cocktail. Just like the Boston Sour, we're going to do a dry shake, right? So we're going to put all the ingredients into the shaker, shake it up, and then we're going to add the ice after we shake and have everything well combined. I'm going to start off with 4 parts of bourbon. I'm using 4 Roses today. That's 2. That's 4. Doing 2 parts of fresh lemon juice. Oh, and another difference between the regular whiskey sour and the New York Sour is that instead of simple syrup, we're using double syrup or rich syrup, right? Which, remember, when you're making your simple syrup is equal parts of sugar and water and dissolved. Your rich syrup or your double syrup is 2 parts sugar to 1 part water, so it's going to give you thicker, sweeter concentration. And then we're going to top it off with our egg white. All right. Close that up, shake it for about 30 seconds. And almost immediately, when you start shaking it up, you notice it get foamy. All right, that wasn't quite 30 seconds, but I see I got good foam, so I'm going to go ahead and just add the ice now. All right, and now our tin got nice and frosted. And again, the cocktail itself is nice and foamy, so I know we're good to go. Doesn't want to let go, excuse me. It's really on this today. There we go. All right, so unlike the Boston Sour, we're doing this into a rocks glass over a king cube. King cube. All right. And we're going to go ahead and top that off with that red wine floater. And do about an ounce, one part. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our bar spoon and use the back end of it. It's going to lightly pour it over the top. And that did not work for me at all. It's actually really bad. Either way, it's going to end up in the same place. So ideally, you're going to have a red layer on top here. Instead, we got this kind of float. I went a little bit lower than I would like it to, but these things happen. All right, guys, this is the New York Sour. Cheers. Yeah, just like the regular sour, it is sour, obviously. Sweet and sour, it's, an alcoholic lemonade. The wine floater gives it just that. A little bit of fruitiness, a little bit of complexity to it. But it's not like it's a strawberry lemonade. It's not like anything like that. It is straight up wine. I don't know how else to describe it. It adds, so it's not as sweet as the whiskey sour. The dryness from the Malbec, from the wine, obviously, is it's playing a different role, right? So there's nothing to take away from the sweetness and sour from your regular whiskey sour, from your regular Boston sour. Here, on the other hand, you get your whiskey, you get your sour, your lemon juice, your sweetener, but then there's something else in there that just kind of, right away, it starts competing with the flavors. It plays well. Not, I don't want to say it's taking away from anything. It, I don't know. It's a different cocktail. I think I prefer your regular Boston sour or just your plain old whiskey sour to this. It's still good. I really enjoy it. If a bar only has a New York sour and not a whiskey sour, I mean, obviously, if you ask them for it, they'll make it. But if their craft cocktail list includes a New York sour, I'm not afraid of ordering it. It's one that I'll order. It's not something that I'm like, yeah, no, that's not for me. But I think I do prefer just the classic whiskey sour more than a New York sour. Yeah, that's good. All right, guys. Yeah, so we are officially at the halfway mark of our sour journey. We have a few left. We got the margarita. We got the sidecar. I know some of you are excited about the sidecar. But either way, we're going to keep working down this list. Yeah, if you have any comments, comment down below, like and subscribe. If there's anything I haven't done, if there's anything that you've tried that you're like, hey, try making it this way, let me know. And maybe I'll make a short just kind of showing different variations of these cocktails. Probably later this week. Not later this week. At some point in time, I have a few martini variants from the martini chapter that I have to put up. But yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night. Cheers. Talk soon.